Alright, so we are on tan inverse of what? S. Tan inverse of S. Just similar step to what we have been solving before. So by now you have to know that you should know by now that if y equals to tan inverse of S, it means that tan y is equals to what? S. Then you make this your equation what? 1. Then the next thing is add change in y to y and change in s to s. So equation what? 2. Then you subtract equation 2 from equation 1. Then you have tan y plus what? Tan y plus change in y minus what? Tan y equals to s plus change in s minus x. Then this we cancel out this. Then you'll be left with what? Tan y plus change in y minus tan y equals to what? Change in s. So now, since from our factor formula, we do not have anything related to this. We do not have anything related to tan and tan. But I know that from compound angle, I have tan A plus B. You have to know, you have to recall that tan A plus B is equals to what? Is equals to tan A plus what? Tan B all over what? 1 minus tan A tan B. I hope you still remember this. So you have to recall this. So it means my y is equals to A and change the y is equals to what? B. So it means that tan y plus change in y is equals to what? Is equals to tan, anywhere I see A, I'll replace with y, and I see B, I'll replace what? Change in s. So y plus tan change in y, not change in s, change in y. So 1 minus tan y tan change in what? Y. So do you get this? So I'm going to replace this with this in this equation. Do you get that? So it means that tan y plus tan change in y all over 1 minus tan y tan change in y minus tan y is equals to what? Change in s. It's equals to change in s. I hope you get this. All over what? 1. So the next step before we divide through by change in y, let us find the LCM of 1 and this. The LCM of 1 and this is still what? This. So it means that I don't know, maybe you'll be able to shift this back. Yeah. So let me draw this line. So it means that the LCM of this and this is what? 1 minus tan y tan change in y, right? So this in this is what? 1. 1 multiplied by everything here is still what? Is still what? Tan y plus tan change in y minus into 1 in this is still what? 1 in this is this, right? So it's going to be 1 minus tan y tan change in what? Y equals to what? Change in s. So minus will neutralize everything inside that bracket. Then we'll be left with what? Tan y plus tan change in y. Tan change in y. Minus times 1 is what? Minus 1. Minus times minus is plus sorry, there's a little error here, sorry. 1 in this is this, right? This multiplied by this, so I have to put tan y into 1 minus tan y tan change in y equals to change in s. Now, so now let's redo this. So minus tan y times 1 is what? Minus tan y. So minus tan y times this is going to give us what? Tan plus tan squared y tan change in y. So plus tan square y tan change in what? Y. All over what? All over what? 1 minus tan y tan change in y. 1 minus tan y tan change in y equals to what? Equals to what? Change in s. Change in s. So if you look at this, tan y will cancel out what? Tan y. Then we'll be left with what? We'll be left with tan change in y plus tan square y tan change in y all over what? 1 minus tan y tan change in y equals to what? Change in s. You get that? So if you look at this now, if you look at this, we can factor out tan y, tan change in y. Tan change in y is here, tan change in y is also here. Let's factor it out. If I factor it out, tan change in y, into I'll be left with what? 1 plus tan square y all over what? 1 minus tan y tan change in y, tan y tan change in y equals to what? Change in s. Yes. So now the next thing now is to divide both sides by what? Is to divide both sides by what? Change in what? Y. Right? So now it means that if I divide both sides by change in y, I'm going to have this as change in y. I'm going to have this as what? Change in what? Y. Divide through by change in y. So now, if you look at this, this is everything here divided by what? Change in y, right? So it means that I can also write this. It means that I can also write this as divided by change in y like this. All over what? 1. You get that? So which means that this division will change to what? Multiplication. And this one will go up, this one will come down. So which will be what? Times 1 all over what? Change in y. Do you get that? So now the change in y times this. You get that? So but I can decide to bring my change in y under this. So it will be like this. Tan change in y all over change in y multiplied by 1 plus tan square y all over what? 1 minus tan y tan change in what? Y. Do you get that? Do you get that? Maybe you can just put bracket here so you will not get confused. You can put bracket so you will not get confused. Do you get that? You can put bracket. Do you get that? I hope this is clear. So which is equal to change in y over what? Change in s all over change in y. I hope this is clear. So now, why is it that I do this? Because I know that lim as s approaching 0 of what? Tan s over s is nothing but what? 1. So that is why I brought this change in y under this what? Tan change in y. Please watch my proof on this. I already proved this. Check under trigonometry, you will see this. So now, the next step is to take the limit now. Let me take the limit. When I'm taking the limit, I'm taking it as what is approaching 0. I told you as what? Change in y is approaching what? 0. So change in y approaching 0 of what? Tan change in y over what? Change in y multiplied, and you take the limit individually. Limit as change in y approaching 0 of what? 1 plus tan square y all over what? 1 minus tan y tan change in y equals to lim as change in y approaching 0 of what? Change in s over what? Change in y. And now if you look at this now, critically it's nothing but what? 1. So and 1 multiplied by everything here will still give us this. And the limit as change in y approaches of change in s over change in y is nothing but what? The s over what? The y. Do you get that? So 1 times this is still this. This one is still what? The s over what? The y. If A is equals to B, B is also equals to what? A. So it means that the S over the Y will be equals to lim as change in Y approaching 0 of what? 1 plus tan square Y all over what? 1 minus tan Y tan change in what? Y. You get that? So which is equals to, now this one, it means anywhere I see change in Y, I'll replace with what? 0. So if I put 0 here, I'm going to have tan 0. Press your calculator. Tan 0 is what? 0. 0 multiplied by tan Y is still what? 0. 1 minus 0 is what? 1. And 1 plus tan square Y over 1 is still what? 1 plus tan square Y. So it means that the S over the Y is equals to what? 1 plus tan square Y. Do you get this? But from our trigonometry identity, you will know that 1 plus tan square Y is equals to what? Sec square Y. I hope you still remember this. I proved this also. So check it. So it means that the S over the Y is equals to what? Sec square Y. Sec square Y. I hope you get this. So, but this thing is not in order. So we want to make it the Y over the S. You know this, we take the reciprocal. If we take the reciprocal, we are going to have 1 over the S over the Y equals to 1 all over what? Sec square Y. Right? So, and 1 divided by the Y over the S is still the same thing as what? The S over the what? Y, which is equals to 1 times this one will go up, this will come down. So you get that. And 1 times this is equal to what? This, the Y over the S. So 1 divided by this is what? The Y over the S, which is equal to 1 all over what? Sec square Y. Do you get this? But I just show you that sec square Y is equal to what? 1 plus tan square Y. So which means that the Y over the S is equals to 1 all over 1 plus tan square Y. So the Y all over the S will be equals to 1 all over 1 plus, but you have to note that tan Y is equals to what? S. So if tan Y is equals to S, tan square Y will be equals to what? S squared. So tan square Y is what? S squared. So here ends the what? I hope you get this. Thanks.